if you go to Google and you type in like, okay, modern color palette or color scheme, you know, you can pull up things like
Oh, no, I
this.
meant from like maybe like a picture that's like,
Yeah, well, I mean, is like, you mean like a photograph or another drawing?
yeah, a photograph. You like the color scheme or something like that.
Yeah, for sure, because these are essentially photographs. So I'll do like on Pinterest a lot of time color schemes. And they'll have like photos that they've taken the colors from, like this. Oops.
Oh.
You know, so you can look up like beachy color scheme or color palette. And do any of these. Now watch, if I just save this image, so no one is ever going to find your work and say, wait a second, they used all the same colors that I used. You know what I mean? That's like really far-fetched. So see, I've already
I
saved
know some people do that, I think.
I don't know. I think that the color scheme you would be totally fine as long as your work is different, you know.
Okay.
Colors are colors for sure. But you guys so if I wanted a specific color scheme, if you can place, file and place an image, like say this one, I can place it off to the side. Use my arrow tool and just drag it up here as reference. Now I can take this eyedropper tool, which is here, or I on your keyboard, and you can sample these. Now look, it puts it right in my swatch. So I can, whatever, I put my eyedropper tool, and if I go back and I click on one of my layers, let's do this. And I can actually, with it selected, see how it disappeared? I can go to my eyedropper tool and it will just fill it. It's all grouped together right now. So that's why it gave me it. It was like, what? I don't know what color it is because you're picking 3 different colors. So I'm going to ungroup that. But this is like a really cool feature. So a lot of times I'll grab something like this and just when I click on the swatch, I open my swatches, it appears there, and I'll just like drag it and make my own quick color scheme. Oops, I just dragged it into my swatches. So I'm eyedropper to sample, and then I'm just clicking and dragging it here. And you can save different color palettes and stuff, make folders with them in it, but usually, you know, there are only a few colors. So I'll click, and you should be able to click. I was kind of on the wrong spot on my keyboard again, or on my mouse pad, so it was giving me trouble, but you should be able to click and drag them down. So now I could go in and just fill them with these colors instead. But sometimes you just see something that you really think is working well. Oh my gosh, so much better, right? My eye is not as good as that. I need to unlock.
Kind of.
Yeah, see, it's getting there. Oh, so much better. And then if you have other things too, okay, so I only have 4 colors here, or 5. That's not enough. So if I fill this, if I click on this, same color as the background is going to disappear. But if you double click on a swatch up here, you can pick darker and lighter versions of that swatch. So I could copy and paste this, put it in the background. You just have to pay attention to what layer you're on. And then maybe I want this to be a little different than the sky. So I'll double click on it and choose like a lighter version, but it's still the same color. So it's going to be like, it'll work, you know, it'll be harmonious with the rest of your colors. So I just took a color scheme from online, placed it off the side of my picture. I'm just using it as a reference. And I just took the eyedropper tool and sampled them and then dragged them into my swatches so I could save them. And look, they did a way better job picking colors than I ever could. So it's okay to use, you know, inspiration. Like you're not going to be able to track this drawing back to this. You never want it to be, you know, you can be influenced. You just never want to copy. You wouldn't want to redraw this with the same colors. You wouldn't redraw this photograph at all. You know, you'd have to take a picture of your own jellyfish or take 10 different pictures of jellyfishes and like try to combine it to make it your own. So it's unrecognizable from its original form. Actually, I like balancing color too. So this one might be nice if I use the same color up here, and I can just select it, go to my eyedropper tool and then click Now, if I go back here and I like lock up these layers so I don't accidentally grab them, I can really easily just select these, group them, copy, paste, flip it, or I could go to transform. I might just skew this a little. I might make that rectangle in the center bar is a little bit thick, so I could always go back in and change it too. I like to use my arrow tools a lot to shift things really subtly. Look at even that sloppy, messy demo that I did looks pretty cool, right? It's not like completely like uninteresting. You could even do just grayscales if you want, guys. Sometimes black and white with just one color is really a bold color scheme as well. So you don't necessarily like have to use something like from the traditional color wheel. Actually, this is from the color wheel. It's just like tints of the original colors, red, orange, you know, and orange red. So it's kind of like, you know, but they've put their own spin on it. It looks a little more coral and pink. But this really is a warm against cool color scheme.